Work in silence, let success make the noise. Did you grab your phone the moment you woke up today to scroll through other people's reels? Before you even had your coffee, you were already comparing yourself to someone else's success. By 9 a.m., you're explaining your weekend plans to coworkers. By lunch, you're justifying your life choices to others. By evening, you're exhausted. Not from achieving something, but from constantly seeking approval. We all know this feeling. Energy scattered in every direction while wondering why we feel empty inside. We lose energy defending our dreams. We stop progressing while seeking validation. We sacrifice our future explaining ourselves to people who don't care. That energy should build our lives, not convince others of our worth. You know what the most successful people have in common? They stopped explaining and started executing. The moment you focus inward, everything changes. Not because the world suddenly cares more about you, but because you stop caring about their opinion and start caring about your results. Chapter 1: Stop explaining. Do you know how much energy you waste explaining yourself to people who don't even care? Think about it. How many times this week have you found yourself justifying your decisions, defending your dreams, or seeking permission to pursue what you want? Every second you spend trying to prove yourself to others is a second you're stealing from your own progress. Most people spend their entire lives in explanation mode. They tell everyone about their goals before they achieve them. They seek approval for risks before they take them. They want validation for their dreams before they make them reality. But here's what they don't realize: the people who matter don't need convincing. The people who need convincing don't matter. Success doesn't come from talking about what you're going to do. It doesn't come from convincing others you're capable. It comes from action. It comes from discipline. It comes from showing up for yourself every single day when no one's watching. The moment you stop explaining yourself and start executing, everything shifts. Because now you're not wasting energy on performance, you're investing it in progress. Wake-up call. If you need permission to chase your dreams, you'll never catch them. Chapter 2: Success built in silence. Real success is built in the quiet moments. In the early mornings when no one else is awake. In the times when you choose work over validation. In the moments when you push through, even when no one is clapping for you. You don't need an audience. You don't need approval. What you need is consistency. Think about the most successful people you know. They don't waste time announcing their every move. They don't seek validation for each decision. They're too busy actually building something meaningful. While you're explaining why you deserve success, they're creating it. While you're seeking permission, they're taking action. When you work in silence, something powerful happens. You stop performing your life and start living it. You stop seeking external validation because you're too busy creating internal evidence of your capability. The uncomfortable truth: success doesn't require noise. It requires focus. And when you focus, really focus, on your growth instead of your image, on your progress instead of your performance, that's when everything starts to align. Chapter 3: Protecting your energy. This isn't about isolating yourself from the world. It's about protecting your most valuable resource, your energy. Your energy is finite. Every conversation that drains you, every explanation that leads nowhere, every moment spent seeking approval, that's energy you can't get back. Energy audit: where does yours really go? Scrolling through social media comparing your behind the scenes to others' highlight reels? Explaining your goals to people who don't support them? Seeking validation for decisions you've already made? Worrying about what others think of your choices? Consuming drama instead of creating progress? The brutal reality: you have enough energy to transform your life. You're just bleeding it in the wrong directions. Protecting your energy means being selective. Not every conversation deserves your response. Not every opinion deserves your attention. Not every person deserves access to your mind. When you learn to guard your focus, you gain control over your life. You stop being reactive and start being intentional. You stop being scattered and start being strategic. This is when real transformation begins. Chapter 4: When Actions Speak Louder Than Words. Here's something that will make you uncomfortable. Announcing your goals actually makes you less likely to achieve them. Science proves this. When you tell people about your plans, your brain releases dopamine, the same chemical that's released when you actually accomplish something. You feel good, but you haven't done anything yet. You've tricked your brain into thinking you've made progress when all you've done is talk. The most successful people aren't the loudest ones. They're not constantly posting about their hustle. They're not seeking validation for every move. They're too busy actually doing the work. When you stay silent and focus on execution, your success becomes undeniable. People start to notice. They wonder how you did it. They see the results, and you don't have to say a word. Your actions speak louder than anything you could ever say. Jeff Bezos didn't tweet about every business decision. Oprah didn't need approval for her career pivots. Steve Jobs didn't explain his vision to everyone who would listen. They focused inward, worked in silence, and let their results do the talking. The question is, are you building or are you performing? Chapter 5: The Power of Compound Effect. Success isn't about one big moment. It's about the small, consistent actions you take every single day. Most people think one massive change will fix everything. One breakthrough, one lucky break, one perfect opportunity will suddenly transform their life. But that's not how it works. Real success is built through the compound effect of daily improvement. Waking up early to work on your goals, that's progress. Reading instead of scrolling, that's progress. Choosing discipline over excuses, that's progress. These actions might seem small in the moment, but when you repeat them day after day, they start stacking up. Most people never see success because they underestimate the power of consistency. They start something new, but when they don't see immediate results, they quit. But here's the truth: results don't show up right away. That doesn't mean they aren't coming. Think of it like planting a seed. You don't plant a seed today and expect a tree tomorrow. You water it, nurture it, and give it time. At first, it looks like nothing is happening, but underneath the surface, the roots are growing. That's exactly how success works. Every small action you take toward your goal is strengthening your foundation. You might not see the results immediately, but if you stay consistent, they will come. The people who achieve their dreams aren't the ones who made one big move. They're the ones who kept going when no one else did. Chapter 6: The Challenge. Stop talking about what you're going to do. Stop worrying about what other people think. Stop waiting for permission. Just do the work. Focus on yourself. Show up every day. Trust that when you do, everything will fall into place. What you focus on expands. If you focus on growth, discipline, and learning, your life transforms. If you focus on distractions, drama, and other people's opinions, you stay stuck. Choice is yours. But here's the challenge: you have to be intentional about it. That means setting boundaries. It means saying no more often. It means creating a daily routine that prioritizes your goals over everything else. It means protecting your focus at all costs. Because at the end of the day, you are either feeding your future or feeding your fears. You are either investing in your growth or wasting time on distractions. So what are you choosing to focus on? Chapter 7: Confidence Comes from Action. Confidence doesn't come from seeking approval. It doesn't come from likes, comments, or compliments. It doesn't come from waiting for someone else to tell you that you're good enough. Confidence comes from action. From proving to yourself through your own effort that you are capable. Most people think confidence is something you're either born with or without. But that's not true. Confidence is something you build. It's a skill, just like anything else. And the only way to develop it is through practice. You don't become confident by thinking about doing something. You become confident by doing it. By putting yourself out there, by facing challenges head-on even when you're scared. Most confident people you know aren't fearless. They trust themselves enough to take action even when they're uncertain. They don't waste time waiting for permission. They don't sit around wondering what people will think. They just go for it. And because they take action, they build proof. Proof that they can handle challenges. Proof that they can figure things out. Proof that they are capable. Confidence isn't about feeling ready. It's about taking action before you feel ready. The only way to become more confident is to start before you feel ready and trust that you'll figure it out along the way. Chapter 8: Patience and Discipline. Patience and discipline are game changers. They're the difference between people who succeed and people who quit too soon. Most people never reach their goals not because they're not capable, but because they don't have the patience to stick with the process. They expect results overnight. They want success to come fast and easy. And when it doesn't, they give up. But anything truly worthwhile takes time. Every successful person you admire has one thing in common: they stayed disciplined even when things weren't going their way. They didn't quit when it got hard. They understood that real progress happens over time. This is where most people go wrong. They start something with excitement, but as soon as they face obstacles, they doubt themselves. They convince themselves that if success isn't happening immediately, it must not be meant for them. But the truth is, the delay between your effort and your results is normal. It's part of the process. Think about a seed. You plant it in the soil. You water it. You give it sunlight. But for weeks, maybe even months, it looks like nothing is happening. But underneath the surface, growth is taking place. That's exactly how progress works. Just because you can't see the results yet, doesn't mean they aren't coming. But most people don't make it that far. They quit before they ever see the breakthrough. Discipline is what keeps you going when motivation fades. Most people are searching for motivation, but what they really need is discipline. Motivation is temporary. It comes and goes. But discipline creates real success. When you combine discipline with patience, everything starts to fall into place. Chapter 9: Final Realization. Success doesn't require noise. It doesn't require validation. It doesn't require you to announce every move you're making. The most powerful thing you can do is stay silent and let your results speak for themselves. When you stay focused on yourself, when you block out the noise, when you put in the work quietly, everything starts to align. You start attracting the right opportunities. You start seeing real progress. You start feeling more confident, not because someone else told you you're good enough, but because you proved it to yourself. Success is not about being the loudest person in the room. It's about being the most consistent. It's about showing up every day, whether anyone is watching or not. It's about staying committed even when no one is clapping for you. When you stop talking, stop explaining, and just focus on becoming, it's only a matter of time before the world notices. And by then, you won't have to say a word. Your success will speak for itself.